I will finally bring this prison to rules and take it as my own. Let me introduce you to some friends of mine.
What is going on, everybody? MSD here, back with another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. Yes, you saw that right. My second rank 5 was not Quicksilver. A spur-of-the-moment decision led me to rank up Red Goblin, one of my favorite, my favorite Cosmic Champion, and one of my favorite characters in the entire game. So yeah, rank 5, 6200 Red Goblin, and I can confirm I am the second person in the world to have a rank 5 Red Goblin. The first person beat me by 6 days, I think. They ranked them up 6 days earlier than me. So still, only the second ever Red Goblin. There might be more now, but still, there's only single digit numbers of rank 5 Red Goblins in existence, and I have one of them. I love Red Goblin, and man, I'm just so happy to have him at rank 5. I promise, I'm not going to swindle you guys next time. My next rank 5, 100% will be Quicksilver. But you gotta have fun with the game, man, and Red Goblin is my boy. You know, I've had a hell of a time with Red Goblin, just in so many different pieces of content. And yeah, so this is just gonna be a little showcase. This is an entire path in Act 8. This path is 8.2.1. It is the unique buff damage amplification path. That's the simple way of putting it. And you knock them down with a heavy attack to capture or disable the node, and then for each unique buff you have on yourself, you increase your damage to the opponent by 50%. And as you can see here, this storm is just absolutely, you know, going down the drain. That Warlock, I was talking too much, I couldn't even cover it. I just destroyed that Warlock in 30 seconds. These fights are going to go quick. This is literally an entire lane in like 6 minutes. And these health pools are, you know, 500,000, 400,000. And I'm doing the boss as well, which is around 700 to 800,000 health. Red Goblin just destroys this entire lane, as well as the Scarlet Witch boss, and you'll see pretty soon here. So yeah, this is just an Act 8 showcase. I have some other stuff coming along in the video. This is a little bit of a longer video, but I wanted to make a decent showcase so I didn't feel like I was, you know, starving you guys of Red Goblin content as I just ranked them up, you know. Not sure what happened there. Miss Parry. Whatever. Stuff happens. Life moves on. I didn't want to starve you guys of Red Goblin content. You know, if I put out a video that was just a rank 5 trailer, people would have said, oh, where's the content? So here's the content and the rank up in the same video. Big brain. Very genius move on my end. I know. I'm brilliant. But anyway, this path is just absolutely ridiculous with Red Goblin, as I've mentioned before. It really just showcases the power of his interaction with unique buffs, with every unique buff that's not one of his special buffs, you know, a Fury, an Aptitude, or an Energize. It just adds to his Incinerates. So the more unique buffs you have, the more Incinerates you deal. And of course, this stacking interaction with buffs, you'll see shortly with the Scarlet Witch boss, can lead to some pretty miraculous damage, even in less ideal situations. He's just an absolute menace. So I feel like I'm saying absolute a lot, but it's the truth, man. Red Goblin is just, he's that guy. He's that good. So we're rounding off this path here. 2 more fights left, and that does not include the boss. So just finishing up here. I could have maybe cut this path into like 3 of the fights or 4 of the fights, but honestly, you know, might as well showcase the entire thing. This was all one run, one try. I literally just had a spur of the moment decision. I made a decision and said, I'm going to record this entire showcase today. And by today, I mean the 22nd of April. And here we are. So we're finishing up here. As you can see, those Incinerates are ticking for just under 9,000 damage a second. And that's with absolutely no ramp. We're not in Frenzy. And none of the videos in this showcase are Red Goblin as a Herald. I plan on doing some Herald showcases, you know, maybe another Realm run, something like that, where he's going to have that Frenzy at the start of the fight. And man, the damage is crazy. So I meant to go for a light there and heavy him after his special 2, but my light didn't trigger, but my heavy did, so we're just going to ignore that. Final fight here against this Darkhawk, and then we have an incredible interaction against this Scarlet Witch boss. I'll talk about it once we're there. But yeah, I do want to do some Herald showcases because Red Goblin as a Norseman and a Herald with a power back boost is absolutely ridiculous. The damage that he can pull off is insane. It's ludicrous. The rank 4 showcase that I did, the Realm speed run, it was like 11 minutes or so. I could definitely get sub 10 with a rank 5 Red Goblin. I'm thinking maybe 8 minutes is his peak. I could run recoil because I would be a Herald and I would technically be able to heal from the poison and the bleed. I think this just kills him. Yeah, that's just... That was, you know, roughly 300,000 health left on that Darkhawk. He had over 500,000 health and just completely gone. One thing I want to mention as well, and you'll see this team, it's a recurring team across the entire video. I'm thinking of a new name for this Trinity, because this Trinity is a bit bonkers. I'm thinking, like, the God Squad is a little too easy, because, you know, Odin's a god, Valkyrie's a god, Red Goblin is made into a god with the combination of the two. So I guess you could call it the God Squad, but I don't know. Maybe the Rob Squad, or I don't know, something to that effect. But this trio is really powerful because it covers a lot of ground with immunities and the types of abilities it can prevent. So Red Goblin has the True Sense, which counters miss and auto block. Odin has True Strike, which counters evade and auto block. Valkyrie can just hit the opponent's block and ignore certain nodes completely, and she counters Unstoppable, and she's stun immune. So there's a lot of utility built into this team that really works in a lot of settings, like act content and stuff like that. So if you missed it, that fight went pretty quick. That was like a 30-second fight. Because I had the superiority tag, what happened there was I triggered the Nullify immunity, and Red Goblin started to gain Furies from the Underdog node. So I had, you know, 20 or so Furies, and I launched a Special 2, and what Furies do for Red Goblin is they give him an armor break on heavies or Special 2s. So what you saw there was an absolutely enormous Special 2, and it stacked, you know, 40 or some odd armor breaks. Just ridiculous stuff from Red Goblin, from the homie, the boy. So this is 2 Battlegrounds fights that I just recorded with the new meta. I don't think he's going to be super great for this meta, but because the Striker starts halfway full and the Striker gives Red Goblin a buff, I thought, you know, it would be interesting to test and see the damage from, you know, a Red Goblin without any ramp, just throwing Special 2s and heavy attacks in a Battlegrounds type setting, and just kind of see how the damage is. And the damage is okay. It's definitely not going to knock your socks off, but, you know, for me, it's definitely enough because, well, A, I do play Battlegrounds. I go through the victory track every single month, so it's nice to have a character who is at least decent in that setting. And B, you know, I didn't rank Red Goblin for Battlegrounds. It just so happens that he is decent enough to get, you know, 50,000 points in a multitude of different matchups in Battlegrounds, you know? So that was a null fight, a rank 4 null with the brute force fight or flight meta nodes active for the victory track, and this is an Omega Sentinel with the same nodes. This fight goes a little faster because it is class advantage, but regardless, the strategy is still the same. You want to build up to your Special 2, or, well, there's 2 different strategies. You can either go for your Special 1 for the Energize, and then just cycle Special 2s, which is what I do here, or you can just go straight to your Special 2, which is what I did in the Null fight, and hopefully you get some crits, and if you're lucky, you'll be able to finish the fight relatively quickly. So I did trigger the Fight or Flight on Omega Sentinel. I didn't want to do that here, but it's totally fine. We trigger the Relic, and we get the Aptitude buff. We have the Energize, and we throw the Special 2. Special 2 does a decent amount of damage, and we use the Unstoppable to get an opening. We go for a heavy attack, and because we have the Energize, we can just force block and heavy until she dies. I throw a special 1 here just to make sure she can't retaliate with a special attack to not waste any time, and that was a 60-second Omega Sentinel fight with a rank 4 Red Goblin, or a rank 5 Red Goblin, rank 4 Omega Sentinel. So that was pretty sweet, pretty nifty. Here I have a showcase of not only his damage, but also the strength of his power control, because it is pretty strong if you utilize it properly. So this is the Grandmaster's Gauntlet Vision, who has 800,000 health and Aspect of Death, so you can't get hit by a special or you die. But he also has Surging Vengeance. So Surging Vengeance is a node where the opponent will use their special 1, their special 2, and their special 3 in order, and then once they've used their special 3, the node will reset and it goes right back to special 1. They can only use the specific designated special unless you have a taunt or some other kind of AI manipulation. They can only use that type of special in a row, and if you push them to, let's say, a special 2 before they've used a special 1, they will only use a special 3. So I've already baited a special 1 and a special 2, so now what I've done is I've used a special after a light attack to gain my Energize, and now I'm just parry heavying. What's going to happen here is Vision is going to get to 2.9 bars of power, get to 3 bars of power, but the power drain is going to bring him right back down below 3 bars of power. And because he can only use his special 3 now, I can go a little wild, because there's no risk of running into a special and getting special intercepted. There's no risk of him throwing a special and ruining the rotation. I can just completely go insane, build up to my special 2, and launch 2 of them basically back to back. So I throw the first one after a light attack to gain the double Energize, and that pretty much pushes me right back to another special 2, because the Energize is influenced by the aptitude. So Energize with aptitude, your power gain is just absolutely crazy. And that's not even mentioning the additional 5% combat power rate he gains from the rank 5. That was Gauntlet Vision in just under 90 seconds, 800,000 health, completely vanquished in 87 hits. So to round off this video, I have an Abyss Iron Man Infinity War solo. The only difference in Synergy Team here is I have Heimdall with Angela, so I can start the fight with Fury, so I can armor break Iron Man and completely ignore the node. Aside from that, nothing else is different here. We have Valkyrie, we have Odin, and we're just going to have an absolute blast. So I really have nothing else to talk about in this video. I've showcased his damage, his utility, his viability in differing health pools, and now just the cherry on top, a nice Abyss solo to round things off. So I'm going to leave it here with the commentary. I'll let the music pick up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and be on the lookout for sure. There will be more Red Goblin content to come now that he is rank 5. Expect some Herald stuff, maybe some more Battleground stuff if I find a meta that he is, especially good in. I'll definitely record some stuff there. Some more Act content showcases, and just, the whole 9 yards, the whole kit and caboodle. So, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.